My partner asked casually, "Would you be okay if I change my name to your ex's name? I just really like it." I stared in disbelief and said, "Is this a joke?" Their serious face told me everything. I packed my bags that night. Some red flags are neon signs. I, 32 male, am writing this from a hotel room at 2 a.m. because I genuinely don't know how else to process what just happened. My girlfriend and I have been together for about 18 months, living together for 6. Things were good, normal. We had our routines, split bills fairly, got along with each other's families, standard relationship stuff. Tonight we were having dinner, leftover Chinese food, watching some cooking show. Completely mundane Tuesday evening. Then she just says it. "So I've been thinking about changing my name. What would you think if I changed it to Alexandra?" I looked up from my phone. "Alexandra? That's random. Why?" "I just really like it. It feels right for me. Weird, but okay. People change their names sometimes. Not super common, but whatever. Sure, if you want to, it's your name." Then she smiled. "Great. I'm glad you're okay with it." Something felt off about her tone. Too pleased. And then it clicked. "Wait, Alexandra, as in my ex's name?" "Yeah, isn't it pretty? When you mentioned her that one time, I just thought the name was so elegant." I put my fork down, stared at her. "You want to change your name to my ex-girlfriend's name?" "It's just a name. Names don't belong to people." "The hell they don't. You want to have the same name as my ex. You realize how weird that is?" She rolled her eyes. "You're being dramatic. It's not like I'm trying to be her. I just like the name Alexandra. It's a coincidence." "A coincidence? You literally just said you got it from when I mentioned her." "Okay, fine, but so what? She doesn't own the name. Lots of people are named Alexandra." I stood up from the couch. My stomach felt weird, like that moment before you realize you're about to puke. This is insane. You cannot seriously expect me to be okay with dating someone who has my ex's name. "Oh my God, why are you being so controlling? It's my name. My choice." That word. Controlling. The go-to deflection for when someone knows they're being unreasonable. This isn't about control. This is about basic respect and boundaries. Wanting to take your boyfriend's ex's name is bizarre. Actually bizarre. She stood up too. "I'm doing it anyway. I already looked into the legal process. I don't need your permission." And that's when I knew. This wasn't a random impulse. She'd been planning this, researching it. This was deliberate. "Is this a joke? Are you trying to mess with me?" Her face was completely serious, almost defiant. "No, I'm serious, and I think you're being really unsupportive right now." I looked at her. Really looked at her, and I realized I didn't know this person at all. "Okay," I said calmly, "do what you want with your name, but I'm not sticking around for whatever this is." "What does that mean?" "It means I'm leaving." "You're breaking up with me over a name?" "No, I'm breaking up with you because you think it's normal to take your boyfriend's ex's name and then call him controlling when he's uncomfortable with it." I went to the bedroom and started packing. Just essentials, clothes, laptop, chargers. She followed me, yelling about how I was overreacting, how I was being immature, how this proved I wasn't over my ex. "If I wasn't over my ex, I definitely wouldn't want to date someone with her name," I said, shoving shirts into a duffel bag. She started crying, not sad crying, angry crying. "You're really going to throw away our entire relationship because you can't handle me making a personal choice?" "Yep. Where are you even going?" "Hotel. I'll figure out the apartment situation tomorrow." She grabbed my arm. "Please don't do this. We can talk about it." I pulled my arm away gently but firmly. "There's nothing to talk about. I don't even have words for what this is. But I'm not doing it." I left. She was still yelling as I walked out the door. Something about how I'd regret this, how I was being ridiculous, how all her friends would agree with her. Now I'm sitting here in this generic hotel room, eating vending machine chips, trying to figure out what just happened. The apartment lease is in both our names. We split everything 50-50. No shared bank accounts, thank God. But we've been living together for 6 months. This is gonna be messy. But man, some red flags aren't just red, they're neon, flashing, with sirens. Who does this? Who thinks this is okay? Update 1, it's been 5 days. Things got weirder. Day 1 after I left, I got 28 texts from her, alternating between, "Please come home, we can talk about this," and "You're being so immature." I didn't respond to any of them. Day 2, I went to the apartment when she was at work to grab more stuff. I have a key, obviously. I was in and out in 20 minutes. Took my important documents, more clothes, my gaming console. When she got home and realized I'd been there, she called me. Didn't answer. She left a voicemail. So you're just gonna sneak around now? Real mature? We need to talk about the apartment. She was right about that. I called my buddy who's a paralegal. He said since we're both on the lease, I can't just bail without consequences. Either we both agree to break it, one of us buys the other out, or we're both stuck paying until the lease ends in 4 months. Day 3, I texted her. We need to meet and discuss the apartment. Neutral location, coffee shop near your work, tomorrow at 6. She responded immediately. Finally, yes, I'll see you there. We met. She showed up wearing this dress, not casual coffee shop attire, like she was going on a date. I was in my work clothes, looking tired because I'd been sleeping like garbage. She sat down and immediately started. I'm so glad you're ready to talk about this. I've been miserable without you. I'm here to talk about the lease. Her face fell. That's it? Yeah, that's it. So you're really not coming back? No. She teared up. Over a name? You're really ending us over a name? It's not about the name. It's about what the name represents. It's about boundaries and basic social awareness. That's such bullshit. You're just looking for an excuse because you're not over Alexandra. Hearing her say my ex's name felt like nails on a chalkboard. Don't say her name. See? You're still hung up on her. I'm not hung up on her. I'm disturbed that my girlfriend wants to become her. I don't want to become her. God, you're so paranoid. The barista was definitely listening. Probably made her night. Free entertainment. Look, I said, keeping my voice level. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm not coming back. You can keep the apartment and I'll pay my half of the rent until the lease is up in 4 months. Or we can both try to break the lease and split the penalties. Your choice. Those are my options? You're not even going to try to work this out? There's nothing to work out. You made your choice. I made mine. She stood up, loudly. People were definitely staring now. You're going to regret this. Do you know how many guys would love to be with me? How lucky you were? Cool. Go date one of them. You're a coward. You're running away because you can't handle a strong woman who makes her own decisions. I just looked at her. Didn't engage. Sometimes silence says more than words. She grabbed her purse and stormed out. Left her coffee untouched. I sat there for another 10 minutes, finished my coffee, and texted her. Let me know your decision about the lease by Friday. Day 4, she texted. I want to keep the apartment. You keep paying your half. Fine. I can afford it. It's annoying, but it's only 4 months. Day 5, today I got a call from our landlord. Hey, I got a weird request from your girlfriend. She wants to add someone to the lease? My stomach dropped. Add someone? Who? She wouldn't give me a name, said she'd explain later. I told her both current tenants have to agree to any lease changes. You okay with this? Absolutely not. That's what I figured. Just wanted to check. She seemed insistent. Thanks for checking with me. After I hung up, I called her. She answered on the first ring. Why are you trying to add someone to our lease? It's not your business anymore. You left. It's literally my business. My name is on the lease. Well, I need a roommate if you're not paying your half. I'm paying my half. We agreed. For now. But what if you change your mind? Then you can sue me. But you're not adding anyone to that lease without discussing it with me first. You're so controlling. There it was again. That word. It's not controlling to have a say in who gets added to a lease I'm financially responsible for. She hung up on me. An hour later, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Hey man, this is awkward, but I think we should talk. Your ex told me some things about you that don't add up. Update 2. The text was from her coworker. Let's call him Guy. I'd met him once at her office party. Seemed normal enough. I called him. What did she tell you? Dude, she said you were abusive. That you controlled her money, monitored her phone, didn't let her have friends, said she finally left you and now you're stalking her. My blood went cold. None of that is true. Yeah, I kind of figured when she asked me to move in with her after dating for 3 days. Wait, what? We've been dating since Monday. She moved fast, like really fast. Asked me to move in yesterday. I thought it was weird, so I did some digging. Found your social media. You posted about the apartment situation. Different story than what she told me. We broke up last week over something completely different, and I'm still paying half the rent. He was quiet for a second. She told me you stopped paying rent and abandoned her. Not even close to true. Man, I feel like an idiot. She came on strong and I fell for it. What actually happened? I told him. The whole name thing. He was silent for a long moment. That's insane. Why would anyone do that? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, so I'm gonna back away from this situation slowly. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, good luck. After we hung up, I felt weird. Not vindicated. Just sad. This person I thought I knew was out there telling lies about me to justify her own bizarre behavior. But it got worse. 2 days later, I got a call from my sister. Did you and your girlfriend break up? Yeah, last week. Why? Because she just sent me a Facebook message. Oh no. What did it say? She said you're having a mental breakdown and she's worried about you. Asked if our family could stage an intervention because you're spiraling. I'm spiraling? Her words, she said you became obsessed with your ex and it destroyed your relationship. Said she tried to help you through it, but you shut her out. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. The audacity. None of that is true. Want to know what actually happened? I told my sister everything. She was quiet then. That's genuinely disturbing. Like therapy level disturbing. Yeah. Want me to respond? No, just block her. I don't want her contacting my family. Already done. But she didn't stop there. Over the next week, she contacted 3 of my friends with similar stories, all with slightly different details but the same theme. I was mentally unstable, obsessed with my ex, possibly dangerous. 2 of my friends called me immediately to check if I was okay. The third, someone I wasn't super close with, believed her and sent me a long text about how I needed to get help and stop harassing her. I responded once. None of what she told you is true. I left her because she wanted to legally change her name to my ex's name and couldn't understand why that was weird. That's the whole story. He never responded. Whatever. You find out who your real friends are. The landlord called me again. Your girlfriend asked me to remove you from the lease early. On what grounds? Said you'd agreed to it verbally. I told her I need it in writing from both parties. I haven't agreed to anything. That's what I figured. Listen, I've been a landlord for 20 years. I've seen messy breakups. This one feels different. Document everything. Save every text. You might need it. You think she's gonna escalate? I think she's already escalating. Cover your ass. He was right. 3 days ago, I got an email from HR at my company. Someone had filed an anonymous complaint saying I was unstable at work and making concerning statements about violence. My boss called me in. She looked uncomfortable. I don't believe this complaint is credible, but I have to follow up. Has anything been going on? I told her everything. Showed her the text messages, the timeline. She nodded along. This sounds like harassment from an ex. I'm noting in your file that the complaint appears to be false and retaliatory. If anything else comes through, we'll escalate to legal. Thank you. Between you and me, change your passwords. All of them, and consider getting a lawyer. I did both. Changed every password to everything. Email, social media, banking, streaming services, everything. Then I called a lawyer. Explained the situation. He listened and said you need a cease and desist letter. Maybe a restraining order if this continues. Isn't that extreme? She's contacted your employer, your family, and your friends with false information. She's trying to damage your reputation. That's defamation. It's also harassment. We drafted a cease and desist. Clear language. Stop contacting me. Stop contacting my family. Stop contacting my employer. Stop contacting my friends. Any further contact will result in legal action. I had it served to her at work. Probably embarrassing, but at that point, I didn't care. That was yesterday. This morning, I woke up to an email from her. Subject line, "You'll regret this." The email was unhinged. Pages of rambling about how I was just like all men, and how she dodged a bullet, and how I was going to die alone while she lived her best life as Alexandra. She actually signed it. Alexandra. I forwarded it to my lawyer. He responded, "Save this. We might need it for a restraining order." Update 3. It's been 6 weeks since I walked out. The lease is almost up. Here's how it ended. After the cease and desist, she went quiet for about a week. I thought maybe she'd finally gotten the message. Then the landlord called. I need to do a maintenance inspection, required by the building. Can you be there? It's not my apartment anymore. I haven't lived there in over a month. Your name is still on the lease. You should be there. I agreed to meet him there. My ex wasn't home. He let us in. The apartment was trashed. Not like messy, like deliberately trashed. Holes in the walls, stains on the carpet. The bathroom mirror was cracked. Kitchen cabinets had been ripped off their hinges. What the hell happened here? The landlord was pissed. I have no idea. I haven't been here since I grabbed my stuff. He took photos of everything. This is way beyond normal wear and tear. This is property damage. We're talking thousands in repairs. Can you remove me from the lease now? I clearly don't live here. I'll draw up papers releasing you from the lease, but you might still be liable for damages since your name was on it when this happened. Great. Just great. The landlord tried calling my ex. She didn't answer. He left a message giving her 24 hours to contact him or he'd pursue eviction. She called me instead. The landlord says I damaged the apartment. Did you? Some things got broken during emotional moments. Yes, you drove me to it. I drove you to put holes in walls? You abandoned me. I left after you said you wanted to change your name to my ex's name. That's not abandonment. That's having boundaries. Everything was fine until you made it weird. I was done. Listen, the landlord is documenting everything. He'll probably keep both our deposits. He might sue for additional damages. You need to deal with that. You need to deal with it. Your name is on the lease. My lawyer will be contacting his lawyer about this. I'm not discussing it with you. I hung up. 2 days later, my lawyer sent me good news. The landlord agreed to remove me from the lease immediately in exchange for forfeiting my half of the deposit. He'd pursue my ex for the damages separately. Not perfect, but better than being tied to that apartment any longer. The deposit was $1,200. I'd already written it off mentally. Small price to pay for freedom. But here's where it gets good. Remember Guy, her coworker who texted me? He sent me another message. Dude, you're not gonna believe this. What? She legally changed her name. She's actually Alexandra now. Changed it on Facebook and everything. It's so cringe. Everyone at work is weirded out. She actually went through with it? Yep. Did the whole legal process. She's been telling everyone it's her true identity and she's reclaiming her power. No one knows what that means. Did anyone tell her it's my ex's name? Oh, we all know. She told us the whole story. Her version anyway. Everyone thinks it's batshit. What's her version? That you were obsessed with your ex and she heroically took the name to help you move on or some nonsense. No one's buying it. HR is getting complaints about her behavior. Complaints? She keeps talking about you, like constantly. Brings you up in meetings, shows people your social media. It's harassment level weird. I think they're building a case to let her go. I felt bad for a second. Then I remembered the holes in the walls and the false abuse allegations and the feeling went away. Keep me posted if anything major happens. Will do. 3 weeks later, Guy texted again. She got fired. For the harassment stuff? That and she missed a major deadline because she was too busy cyberstalking you. They gave her a warning 2 weeks ago. She didn't improve. They let her go yesterday. How's she taking it? Not great. She had a meltdown in the office. Security had to escort her out. She was screaming about how everyone was conspiring against her because they couldn't handle a strong woman named Alexandra. I actually felt bad hearing that. Not bad enough to reach out, but bad. She clearly needed help, but the story doesn't end with her getting fired. Last week, I got a letter from the landlord's attorney. They're suing her for $8,500 in damages. She apparently never paid last month's rent either. My name was officially removed from everything, so I'm clear. And yesterday, I got one final text from an unknown number. This is all your fault. You ruined my life. I hope you're happy. I recognized the typing style. Her. I didn't respond. Just forwarded it to my lawyer and blocked the number. My lawyer sent one final cease and desist. This time with a clear warning. One more contact and we file for a restraining order. Haven't heard from her since. As for me, I found a new apartment. Studio, affordable, completely mine. Signed a lease last week, moving in next month. Changed my phone number. Fresh start. My sister asked me last week if I regretted how I handled it. If maybe I could have been more patient, tried harder to understand. I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I said. Some things don't deserve patience. Some red flags are so bright you'd be stupid to ignore them. She nodded. What if she tries to contact you again? Then my lawyer handles it. I'm done giving her any of my energy. The whole thing taught me something. You can't logic someone out of a position they didn't logic themselves into. She wanted to take my ex's name. No amount of explaining why that was weird was going to change her mind. The only thing I could control was my response. And I responded by leaving. Best decision I ever made. I don't know what happened to her. Don't care to know. She's out there somewhere, legally named after my ex-girlfriend, facing an $500 lawsuit, probably spinning some narrative about how I ruined her life. Meanwhile, I'm here, free, clear, moving forward. Someone asked me if I'm dating again. Not yet. Taking time, processing, making sure I can spot red flags before they're actively on fire. But I'm good, better than good, because here's the thing about walking away from something toxic. The trash takes itself out. You just have to be willing to let it go. And I let it go 6 weeks ago when I walked out of that apartment. Decision ever.